Hi, Marion Emberson here, showing you how to use the new Wow Sparkles Premium Glitters, this time with the Wow Embossing Powder. I'm going to use a clear gloss embossing powder here, but I'm going to show you how that's going to change its colour, etc., and put all that sparkle in there. But you can use a coloured embossing powder. You can also use some of our already mixed glitter embossing powders and just add more glitter to it. I've chose the Splat stamp from our wall art stamp set, and I'm going to start by taking, I think I've used half a teaspoon here of the clear gloss, and generally you'd want to use 1 part 1 part. That should be the ratio, no more glitter to no more powder. Sometimes I break that rule, I know it's naughty, but sometimes you just need that little bit more glitter. You can find, I do get told off for it, you can find that if there's too much glitter, then the embossing powder won't do its thing and stick so well. But you know what, just experiment, just play, that's what it's all about. So I've taken, as I say, 1 part, like half a teaspoon of the clear gloss, and now I'm going to take half a teaspoon of the Clarabelle. And you'll notice I'm using a metal spoon. You really want to try and use metal instruments because they're not going to put any static in there. And I'm also using one of the Wow empty jars so that you can mix your own. They are plastic, but they're actually been treated so that they're static free. So they're perfect for this. So you really want to give it a good shake. And you'll notice now that the colour of the sparkles has actually gone into, it's sort of coated the embossing powder, and that's why it just looks as if it's like the sparkles now, but you'll see that it's an embossing powder. So basically I've just inked up the stamp and then stamped it straight down, and then I've just sprinkled the sparkles on top. And I'm going to shake off the excess. You can be quite firm when you flick this because don't forget it's all stuck where you wanted it to stick, i.e. the stamp design through the ink pad. And then you just want to shake off your excess. So treat this whole thing now as if it is an embossing powder, but it's just a very, very, very sparkly embossing powder. So always put your lids back on, and then we're just going to heat this. So I've just sped that up for you, and now you can see, let me get that in focus, how beautiful and sparkly that is. It's absolutely stunning. You can actually see the clear in there. So then that led me to start thinking, well actually, I now wonder if I could mix some of these colours. So I thought I'd give that a go. So I'm still using the one that I've mixed earlier, the Clarabelle. And then I thought, shall I put some gold in there? And I thought, no, actually, let's go a little bit bolder and put jade in there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon this time of the jade. So now, if you remember, we put half a teaspoon of the clear gloss embossing powder in there, half of the Clarabelle sparkles, and now we've gone 1/4 of the jade. So we've got more of the sparkles in there. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the clear gloss. So give that a good shake up. You really want to mix it all together, and we're going to see how this is going to change the colour and what the finished effect will look like. So you can look inside it. It's gone lighter in colour, but I'm not seeing as much green as I'd like to see from the jade, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. So I'm just going to keep adding until I'm happy with it. I'm going to give it a little bit more of the clear because again I've added more, but you'll notice I'm actually not putting in as much of the clear as I'm putting in of the sparkles. So again, we want to give this a really good shake up. I think the only time you can go wrong on this is if you just overdo it. If you just keep adding colour after colour after colour, it's a bit like paints. It'll end up like a muddy brown. So you can just keep looking. As you pull the lid off, you can see. So again, ink up the Splat stamp, stamp it down, throw our mixed sparkles on there now. And then we're just going to shake off the excess again. And again, you can be quite firm with this if you need to. You can give it a good flick and get rid of any loose little bits. And pop my lid on. And then we're going to heat this. And then we'll see what the difference in colour is. Oh, you can really see that green coming through and the mauve of the Clarabelle. That's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's actually so totally different to the original Clarabelle on its own. So the World's Your Oyster, you can just play and play and play and just keep mixing your colours and create loads of new embossing powders. Just remember to write your recipe down so you know exactly what you've used and just go have fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.